this party or some arms of
So he's the Bola Tinubu.
Exactly. So it is my turn now to run the show.
Okay.
If you want to now bring somebody who they consider an outsider, I don't think that is really necessarily a legitimate thing. The question is, who can win for the party? So if that matter is addressed, then it will seem that Kennedy wants to really deal with that issue heads on. Now, the question is also asked that, which is the other side of it. You were asking, is the MPP recognizing the threat that he could become flag bearer?
Yeah, I'm saying because usually in the past when I ask MPP people say, "Oh, Charlie, don't worry. This is long ago. They are like the thing is Bawumia. If it's not Bawumia, then it will be Alan. They were like Kennedy. There is far. No. But I haven't asked them recently.
You see, the reality is
yes.
Given how he is couching his language, given how he's weaponizing the hunger of the people, given how he's weaponizing the unemployment situations they have, given how he's weaponizing loyalty or the lack of the same, as to say, and longevity, as to say that Bawumia has not been there from the beginning. We are the people who have been there from the beginning. So you the person who is working today in the party, you've been there since 19 Kojoho. You have worked this hard. Do you want to sit there years later for someone who is considered an outsider to be imposed on you as the flag bearer? So we, the people who have been working all along,
Pascal,
we are the people who should talk.
Is there a bit of hypocrisy there? Because the MPP can also say that he's benefited a lot from them in the sense that some of the businesses he does, it was MPP, and he has said it on air record that he got business from government. He does business, and that he does get deals and things. So,
but he's done it throughout the political life.
So my point is that he's been doing business.
He's done NDC,
yes.
MPP
business. To make it seem as if he is the guy bankrolling the party and that he has not benefited from the party. I don't, and when I say the party, I'm not even sure what I'm talking. I don't know what I'm talking about, the national executive, I'm talking about the leadership or whoever. But my initial thought was that, in 2007, because Kufuor supported Alan, it was easy for the 16 to come together. And in fact, after the first round, Nana didn't get 50%. But when the indication was that nobody was going to support Alan, everybody knew that in the second round, Nana was going to win. So they didn't even do a second round. Right? So in that, it was a clear race between the castle and then the others. My challenge this year is that it doesn't even seem as if it's everybody versus Bawumia yet. Do you get me? And it seems to me like Kennedy may actually be the guy they have to now sort of try and stop. Do you get me? Because if a few months ago, I thought because Bawumia is the presumptive preferred candidate of the incumbent, that seems like the rest will say we are against him. But again, my sense is that everybody has underestimated Kennedy, and for somebody, I really wish Musa will finish his latest post soon for us to see what's on the ground. But I feel like they may wake up one morning and say, "Charlie, oh no, the guy we actually supposed to be to be contesting is Kennedy." Yeah, and then it will be too late because they spend all their ammunition talking about the Bawumia matter. Of course, we don't underestimate Bawumia in the sense that if you're an incumbent and there's a certain determination by some powers to help you to win, it skews the race for you. Okay. But now I'm not sure.
Okay. So, Bernard, you should also look at it within the context of what really would be underestimation of Kennedy. Because my understanding, again, speaking to people who are closer to the situation, is that there have been attempts to get him to drop the idea of running for president. And there have been discussions and some offers that had been made and attempts to guarantee certain things. But it would seem that even in implementing some of these so-called guarantees, the gentleman thinks that he's being shortchanged. So if you would do that and take businesses away from me or threaten to take businesses away from me.
He actually took on, that was the funny thing about the guy. He actually sort of explained why he even opposes the EC thing, NIA thing, and talked about how he had a specific deal for the NIA and they gave it to somebody else. Like he doesn't even shy, he doesn't even shy away from saying that. Like part of all of this is that I have a better business and he didn't give it to me.
Yeah.
You get me? And I feel like this guy, he gets away with a lot of things that other people cannot get away with.
So,
And that again goes back to the Trump issue that, you see, for the rest of us, there are so many things you say you can't get away with. But Kennedy will get away with anything because it's almost like, oh, we know that that's how he is.
okay, so let me pronounce my view on that before Godfred comes in. Look, the fact is that to a large extent, Kennedy is a maverick. He is a nonconformist. He says the most outlandish of things, and he is, with the greatest respect, not one you consider presidential. Because the kinds of things he said, if you put those tapes together and you play them back to back, there's no reasonable mind, in my view, who can put his hand on his chest and say that this is the next president of Ghana. And that is where I say that even if, in the extreme of cases that he becomes flag bearer of the NDC or MPP, I do not see him as becoming president of the Republic of Ghana, because
They said the same about Trump.
oh no, that's the US. That's the US, and that
Do you know the kind of reels
That's
that
the
on
U-
Trump, the things he said?
no,
He
no.
said,
You see,
"Oh,
hold
this guy."
on. That is the US, and also because of the constitutional arrangement in the US. Hillary won the popular votes, right?
Yeah.
But Trump became president
By
by
the
reason
electoral
of the electoral college system. I mean, we saw in this country, Nanado.
Pascal, you can win an election in Ghana with 2 regions.
No,
If you win,
it's not possible.
Sky.
You see, so I'm going to that point.
No.
Nanado won
Yeah.
massively the Ashanti region,
Yeah.
and then the Eastern region.
No, I'm talking about 2008.
Uh-huh.
In that election, he lost to. In fact, in the first round, he was leading Mills by a very few votes. He had won only Ashanti and Eastern.
Yes, that's what the point I'm
Mills won every, but the gap was that close, which means that if he had had a better performance in Ashanti and Eastern, he could have crossed the line with only 2 regions, which is why NDC people say the absurdity about Nanado in 2008 was that he would have become president with only 2 regions. So my point is that mathematically it's possible.
No, in the sense
Mathematically it's possible.
No, but you see,
it's not. There's nothing.
No,
Sky.
You know what works for us?
Sky, you don't understand. We don't have an electoral college system.
That's true.
So if you
First past the
get a certain number of votes in some region, and the difference so if maybe you are second in all the other 14 regions, and you are second by 10,000 votes, but you win the 2 top regions by 20,000 votes each or 30,000 votes, you won the election.
You see, it doesn't work like that in our case because of the distribution of, should I say, ethnic loyalties? If you know, there is a way of neutralizing the full force and impact of these 2 major regions by reason of how their influence is diluted because of settlers moving into these areas and significantally diluting whatever the numbers may be.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just talking about mathematical possibility. I am
I
saying
think
that
I don't disagree with that.
mathematically, you can win an election in Ghana by winning only 2 regions.
Yeah, but
it has not happened before, but it's possible. I understand what you're saying about the nuances in the region, but I'm saying that, and we don't know who's going to support him, but I'm just saying that I'm reminding you that a lot of people said about Trump that if you listen to him and the things he says, we don't think he's fit to be president, we don't think he can be president and all that. That's a really different issue. You see, in the US, they had the electoral college system. But this discussion is not about which system we are using.
Yeah.
This election is about how people perceive the man and whether based on the momentum the man has, he can defy all odds and win. All right. Now, what has not been tested is whether the MPP as a party has the temperament to decide to put a halt to a certain momentum if they feel that this candidate doesn't represent them well. Whether they are in control of the party as they think. Don't forget, they have new executives. So it's not like a party with almost all the executives, they are new. You've already mentioned about the man's 6-term track record and the inroads he's made in Ghana politics. He has media as well. And there's a young youthful population. He's talking about, he says he's fighting for the youth. So I'm just saying, I'm just reminding you that a lot of what you are saying, I heard people say same things about Trump. And he defied all. I'm not saying he's going to win, but I'm saying that if we sort of, we are not in ordinary times.
That's true.
And not all men are reasonable. So in a normal time, you will say, it's not possible. But a lot of things are possible these days. You understand me? Now let me do something. Let me pay my bills, and I'll sort of wrap up. I have so many things to do on the show this morning. Please don't. No, I'm coming.
Girlfriend is here.
I have to pay my bills. Yes. So in the meantime, send us your views on this discussion. My personal view is that Kennedy is emerging the dark horse in the MPP race, and that he will take the MPP by surprise. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself. Studying our BSc Nursing degree program today, accredited by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission and the Nursing and Midwifery Council, with our automodding and well-equipped skills lab for practicals, we give you hands-on training for the job market through technology-driven teaching and learning. I'm talking about Heritage Christian College now. Programs include BBA in accounting, marketing, human resource management, banking, finance, etc. We also have BSc Infotech, BSc Information Security, and Bachelor of Theology. We are at Amasama behind the Olympic Stadium. Call 054 7777 731. Yeah, 054 7777731. Heritage Christian College, University, and teaching compassionate leaders. All right, let me sort of move to. Actually, let me do something. Let me play Alan just for equity's sake. So, Alan was also at Ghana Chess Palace. Here's a quick audio of him.
So I can consider myself as an area boy. Wow. And in the late 70s, I was also the manager for the Kingsway stores. That is also just a few minutes from here. So I'm your subject. And I think it is appropriate that I use this opportunity to assure you that I'll use all my resources at my disposal, my network, to make sure that you bring development to the Gas State. Secondly, I'd also like to use this opportunity to express our deepest sympathies to you, Niga, Nime Name, on the passing of our Queen Mother very recently. May her soul rest in perfect peace. And I hope that when the opportunity arises, that I can also provide a modest support that would see her off befittingly. Thirdly, Niga, as my learned brother Ayukwe indicated, very soon the country will be going into a general election to elect a new leader to succeed our current president.
So that was Alan Chamating, whose campaign we'll discuss separately. Again, my sense of the situation is that I think the momentum is with Kennedy. This is what I think.
Oh, that much is clear.
I think the momentum is with him. And the GRA statement today, for a whole GRA to issue a full statement on letterhead and send it to us at 4 a.m. It means they didn't sleep yesterday. Because the time Vivian sent me this message, I sent this message early.
Message around that.
And you see, when we know a little bit about this work, if they are sending a message at 4, they are aiming for the newspaper reviews.
They want by 6, it should be out.
So it means they didn't sleep the night before to write this statement. They probably got everybody to read it and make sure it was good. So we are using that to say, look, this guy is making inroads. I just want your views on where I'm. I feel he's a dark horse. He's making inroads. And the MPP may wake up one morning and realize that the guy has like 45% of the people, and he's probably the main contender against Bawumia.
I mean, Ken is treading a time-tested path of the us against them. You know, it's basically William Ruto's campaign all over from the way I'm watching it. Okay. Hustler Nation versus dynasties. And if you listen to him, he talks about the dynasty, that's being the established order of politics, versus Hustler Nation, which is him.
Out
of nowhere, he's built an empire. He employs the common people. The common people are always the one he's trying to uplift. That is why he has a steel factory. And in talking about that, he references this factory will employ 1,000 people. He's very smart about that narrative. And yeah, he's very he's just smart about that.
He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. And I'm saying it's a time-tested tactic. You know, and it works. But to what extent, time will tell, because again, we have quite a bit to go in the race. I also think what he's trying to do is to put himself in a position where there is a looming power vacuum in the NPP. He's determined to be one of the people who fill the power vacuum, not necessarily at the presidential level, but at the party level. There's a completely new generation that is coming. Now, Sky spoke about Kent's history. Look, let's be honest about it. Half of the people in parliament he has financed. Their campaigns, they need something, you need some kind of help, immediate cash, one way or the other, it is Kennedy Japan they go to.
He will sort you out.
He's considered a bridge builder of some sort in the house. Okay, so within the NPP, he's always done his work quietly. But now he is asserting the years of
background
of background and horse trading that he's done.
It's time to pay back.
Yes, and it's either by getting on the ticket of the party or doing well enough and showing that his influence is such that
you cannot be ignored.
I can no longer be ignored by this party going forward. So what I want, I will get. If it's a business, you must give it to me. If it is this, I must be a bigger player in the national scheme of things. So the way I see it is, for me, in that direction. He has his eyes set on filling that power.
So if he doesn't win, he knows what he will get. He's trying to fill the Akufo-Addo vacuum.
It's not even just an Akufo-Addo vacuum. There's a significant power vacuum that is loading in the NPP. When the president walks away.
Can you explain that using the NDC? When you say there's a power vacuum, you're saying like there are no strong...
Yes.
Okay, so if you take,
I'll give you a typical example.
NDC, who are the power people?
Hold on. The NPP as a party, has new leadership, for instance. JFK is now
General Secretary.
Yes, General Secretary. He's now trying to find his feet. Stephen Ntim trying to find his feet. The big voices in the party are no longer the kind of voices they used to be. Most of them might end up being swept away by a tide after this election. So if you study the MPP well, there is room for strong leadership to come through. There is room for financial muscle, which he has and never keeps quiet about. Okay, so he has an opportunity there's an opportunity there for him. Either way, he will not lose by the end of this whole exercise. But as to whether he can go all the way, I'm saying time will tell. It's too early because it will get to the point where beyond just being enamored by delegates, the party will ask itself one big question when it's time to pick. Are you electable?
That's what they will ask.
No
Is that what delegates will ask?
They will ask. Delegates, this is not constituency. At the national level, they will think, who beats the NDC's candidate, whoever it is.
But do you not foresee? I have another point here.
Yes.
Final question. Could he not break away from the MPP and do something crazy and say, I'm going on my own because I feel like they are undermining?
Well,
I don't think
because the kind of things he's saying about the MPP, it's possible that could be an option.
No, I don't think if he does that, he loses the machine.
So he needs to be in the MPP.
He needs to be in the machine. Okay. So when it comes to Ken, I think that is where I am at. It was interesting listening to Dr. Akutu yesterday. He's looking for a niche. He hasn't found it yet.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he spent 80% of the time talking about agric, which seems to be his main message. The difficulty he will have with that going forward is you had God knows how many years as agric minister. We did not see much. So why are you preaching to us about it now? He also spent considerable time yesterday trying to let people understand that he's actually a nice man. He spoke about the perception that he's arrogant. I don't think he pulled it off successfully
at all
yesterday. Even in trying to, he said, if you get to know me well, you will realize I'm actually a very nice person. Ghanaians will not have the opportunity to know you well. All they will see is the person who stands on stage and the way you talk in your interviews. So yesterday, that was a bit of a struggle for him.
Yeah. What about Alan?
I'm getting to him, and I just think Dr. Akutu will struggle to build any kind of momentum.
Yeah.
Alan, that's much clearer.
Yes.
I mean, Alan has a strange strategy. You spoke about him not getting the quotes. But I think that what Alan has an interesting one. The big quotes are not the way perhaps you expected. But if you look, he's focused on meeting a lot of influencers.
Yes.
On the choir. So he's met chiefs, paramount chiefs. He's met a lot of people who control people. Okay. So in what he's basically done is outside of the delegates that he's been meeting, he's also talking to people who he feels are in a position to tell people that, look, this guy might actually be what this country needs going forward.
All right.
Now you compare that to the Bawumia one, where everybody thinks he is there.
Yeah.
You know, the front runner for that. He's also spent a bit of time trying to woo the Christian community. And the past year, it's not even been something they are hiding. He's been to every church there is. He's made contributions everywhere. No, I'm just saying that is it's the challenge that he faces, convincing the Christian community in this country, who are also, as I've told you, very political. So that
and he also
should vote for somebody who does not belong to their faith.
And he can't even overtly campaign.
No.
He's still running vice president, so it's a bit of a problem.
Yes, and then of course, finally, the other problem that he has to cope with is trying to distance himself from this government and what it has done. Does he or does he not?
You're saying that it's still very murky.
It's still very unclear, not very clear.
Not very clear
in my estimation. But
so how many should I give you to come back?
No, but what is clear is that Canada Japan is shaking.
I was going to ask you how much. When should I come back to you for?
I think by June.
By June we'll see.
I think when Dr. Bawumia finally placed his hand,
then we'll know
formally. Then I think things will start.
He may not even do that till end of year.
Probably
because they won't. Because according to the law, they haven't even going to.
No,
they've not even figured out
by January, or December, depending on what works. But he has to announce. Any moment from now, we have to know whether he's running.
Okay. All right. Look, there'll be a lot of politics from now to 2024. So let's not get ahead of ourselves at all. And the picture has not been very that clear. So let's not. But it's quite interesting the moves we're seeing on the ground. A couple of quick things for you. The Vodafone Too Much Business has some interesting offers for you. Calls to other networks. So Vodafone to Vodafone and calls to other networks, data and SMS, all come in one complete package. Experience free calls among your employees, rollover and use data. Text START to 0507 779 000 or email vodafonebusiness.gh@vodafone.com to sign up now. Vodafone further together. And if you're looking for a prime property to buy or invest for immediate returns, with $50,000 you can own one of the 3-bedroom apartments in Sakumano Estate for immediate haircut-free returns and benefits. We also sell and install original Fuji elevators and escalators in your high-rise buildings and malls. For the best result, be advised that technical details of the elevators and escalators have to be incorporated into your building at the construction stage. Call or WhatsApp 0200 535515 or visit us at Sakumano near the Celebrity Golf Course. This way property investment, your haircut-free investment. And with British Council's Road to IELTS gives you the material you need to get your required IELTS score. The online course is valued at $80 and includes more than 300 interactive activities, 13 advice and tutorial videos, and 40 practice tests. Register today with British Council. Meanwhile, Swesco is 64. Hooray! The board, school management, parent association, the old students association, and the entire PSCA fraternity invite all students and the general public to this year's speech and prize giving day on the theme Semper Cum Optimis, our heritage self-defense. Why are you looking at me like that? Our heritage self-defense and hope for the future.
You're not mentioning the thing.
Watch me some way. Semper Cum Optimis, our heritage.
Always with the best.
Charlie, self-defense can it be? Hope for the future. Date is Saturday, 18th March. Easter at the Esther Hansen Ceremonial Grounds, 9 a.m. prompt. Chairman is Dr. Mano Danso, Swesco 73. Guest speaker, Professor Kate Ado Adeku, Swesco 1963. And guest of honor is Professor Elijah Painsil, Swesco 83. So they've done 63, 73, 83. All Swesco old students are reminded to be present. You went in 84, right?
No, I finished 85.
So you went to 81. 80.
80, 81. Yeah.
80, okay.
And he's a global president.
Charlie.
So,
No, so Reverend.
So you see, this is being organized by the year groups with ending 3.
3, okay.
So that's why the speakers are 3, 3, 3.
Because we're in 2023.
Yeah.
So the chairman is 73, Danso,
73,
Dr.
Dr.
Danso.
Danso, yes.
Guest speaker 63, Kate Aduadeku.
Madam Kate,
Professor.
former lecturer in University of Ghana.
And then guest of
OCP.
honor is 83.
Yeah. He was my dorm mate.
So he
OCP.
was 2 years ahead of you.
Yes, yes. He's a professor in Yale University.
Charlie, you
medical.
have people, though.
wow, solid.
Oh, you have people, wow.
Oh, Sky. This question, I'm very offended. I just said that the guy was in the same house as myself, and then he didn't say anything. Then when I said professor at Yale, they say from Swesco.
Oh, I'm endorsing
You forget that I'm a Ghana man. Among me, man.
No, but you know, until you probe, you don't know the people who came through the system. There are quite a lot. If you actually did, I'm sure
Powerful people.
if you produce like a bulletin,
Secondary
you get a lot.
What are you thinking?
A lot,
Powerful
a
people.
lot.
Everywhere.
It's one of the Nkrumah schools. So
Yeah.
these people
The
national.
first of it.
Yes, so
That's
people are
why.
the
That's why we call them PSC.
So your neighbors are Winneba,
Winnie Bar,
even I hear they are national.
APAM,
APAM rather.
APAM. And in the category you have national.
So they are like state
Kind of,
schools.
yeah.
The Nkrumah vision, you know. So you think about coming Nkrumah and things.
No. You know, when we went, it was the revolution day,
those
so
things are good.
these political party things were a bit toned down.
But it wasn't like a church school.
It was
how was it?
heavily influenced by the Methodist Church.
Okay.
I don't know the relationship, but
Okay.
we all our chaplains were from the church, the Methodist Church. Yes.
Wow. No, congratulations.
So that's why I still have my Methodist hymn book.
You know, today is not about Swesco, but it just so happens that I was reading the announcement when you came.
For the speech day this weekend,
Oh, so you'll be going.
verily, I say unto you.
So to be global president means what?
Oh, national president. I mean, Presec, you call it global president, but we are just national
No, we've
president.
changed it global.
I mean, either way, it's just
You know why they say that? Because
you are the
every
coordinator.
year group has their president.
Yes, you are the coordinator of all the year group.
So you are the
group
coordinator of the
presidents.
president.
Kind of, yes. And so you coordinate the activities.
But that's a big post.
Well,
That's a big post,
I
bro.
get that it will be a difficult one, and reason I've been avoiding
Have
it
you
for
been
years.
coronated already? Have they?
Oh, no, we don't do coronation. We just do a change of the baton.
No, Charlie. No, you're a big man.
No.
Because the last time some people called me from Tesla, they say, you do some party for your place where you they must say, hey, what party be that?
Charlie.
I said, oh, not knowing Charlie, West Coast people storm the CCTV there. Where did they party? Day, Charlie.
They were not party. They were just doing a year group meeting. All the year group leaders.
No.
So
You're
kind
big
of giving, some push to the
No,
structure
no,
of the
no,
association.
no.
Oomph.
I
Oomph
put
is the
it
word.
to you, you're a big man. No, you're a big man. I put it to you, you're a big man. Charlie, I wanted you to come and talk about this matter, but you were avoiding the matter. So you will just let's just
Which
go-
matter? Sorry.
I wanted you to just tell me something small about the MPP thing.
Oh.
Before I move to
But you have. I think it's been
you think Sky and
exhaustive.
Godfred have exhausted it?
No, it's been exhaustive.
okay.
Maybe another
How
time.
keenly are you watching the race? Oh, you've been on camera, so you've been following.
Really?
Because Charlie, things are happening, bro.
I think Godfred or Sky, somebody said something that it's important as media people to follow through the whole activity series of the leading candidates. Maybe we will be going ahead of ourselves to do a judgment test of who is most likely to win at this point.
Still early days.
Early days. I mean, Baumia hasn't started anything, so to speak. It's like if we just did the whole country thing, and
Were you looking at political?
that's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
Every village you get to, you see Kwabene Japon's poster, you see Dr. Frie's poster, you see Alan's poster, you see Kennedy Japon's poster.
Every village.
Every, sizable town, village, you have it there.
That's it.
Okay. So what they are trying to do is to create the promptings that we are putting ourselves up for the election.
Wow.
Question, does Baumia have to do the same thing?
Possibly not.
Maybe not. So that's why I'm saying that it's good to track them because it's easy. These are people who've been on the political scene for a long time. I don't think that in this particular MPP show, there's an outsider. There's no outsider. Every one of them is a thoroughbred MPP person, including Kennedy Japan. I mean, if we were to throw a stone at the MPP, he can't extricate himself.
So they are all insiders.
Everybody is an insider.
Even if he's selling himself. But you see, the point Sky was making was that he was selling himself as the
that's his strategy.
Business outsider.
No, that's his strategy.
Yeah.
But the fact is that he cannot be an outsider. Compare that with Donald Trump. Donald Trump had never held a political office prior to contesting at that level. But this man has been a member of parliament, has been a chairman of committees. I mean, he's knee and neck deep in the party. You get me? So, but his strategy is okay. And it may work for him as well. But I wouldn't say that he's an outsider.
So your point is that objectively he may not. But, delegates and the way... when I listen to the kind of things he says and the way he pitches it...
Yeah, but political party is form, substance, and propaganda. They all work. The real form, the real substance, and then propaganda. It all works. So he has to do what he has to do.
Anyway, we'll see.
Because
so early days yet. Early days yet.
The man is inside and the thing is burning. He will jump out and say, Charlie, you guys, you are burning the thing.
Yeah. So that's... But so you're saying that you visited... If you added like towns to the main stops, how many towns do you think you went through? If you sort of,
it will be too many. It will be difficult.
Too many.
It will be difficult to say.
Too many, yeah.
Yeah, it will be difficult.
Because you went through 14 regions.
Yes.
And those 14 regions, you visited big towns.
Yes.
But within those big towns, there's a lot of communities.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it will be difficult. But that was how was it? You've been on this so many times. How different was this one?
So this year's Heritage Caravan, I must say, was unique in many ways. We somehow had more, if you like, I'm trying to use a word, I'm not sure, more mature people. Yeah.
So much
and I'm not
older
people. No, not older people, not older people. People who are who conducted themselves well. We managed the process with little difficulty as compared to other years. Okay, if you put on the platform that we are meeting at 5 a.m., by 4 a.m., people would have started moving to the meeting grounds. We have a program at 11 p.m. By 10:30, people are filing to the place. So it was much easier to manage as opposed to the other years.
Previous years.
Yeah.
I see. But in terms of the route and the places you went to, it's also a bit different. Because, I mean, this year seemed very different.
That's correct.
Much longer routes.
That's correct. I mean, I had never been to Amejofe.
Amejope.
Sky. Amejope.
You got it. This is first time going to Amejope.
Let me lick my lips first.
Amejope.
I went to Amejope. Charlie, I am asking myself, would I come here again?
What do you mean?
With the buses? I'm not sure. I am not sure I will go there again with the buses. But I'd love to go there with a four-wheel.
Why the road is steep?
I thought the Kwewu
was steep, but this was
steep.
And this was wider than Kwewu.
Oh, by far.
Are you serious?
By far, that made your favorite mountain thing.
I was telling you about
that. Did you drive the bus up the hill?
Of course, you can walk. And it's long. Bernard.
Was it dual lane like the Kwewu one?
No! It's a slender lane.
Jesus.
Slender, Charlie, if you rush, Charlie.
What do you mean?
Hey, Charlie, and the buses were moving like that. If you've been to Cape Town in South Africa, when you are going down the Cape 3 points, it's like that, Charlie. You know, it's an experience.
Charlie. Some of us, we don't have heart for those things.
No, it is an experience. And I'm like, oh.
You mean Tay was behind the spiel? Wow. It was that steep.
Oh yeah, it's very steep.
Wow.
We went to it, but the experience itself was amazing.
That was nice. So that was one of the highlights for you, the whole Amejope thing.
Yes.
And then the Bonre, we've done it before, but this year was
more
formal program.
Yes, organized. The chief of Bonre was present with his, lieutenants. They organized the Deba, the EU in Ghana present. In fact, they as usual made the EU ambassador in Koswahini.
Charlie, he was on cloth, but he was wearing some shirt under the cloth.
Yeah, but they gave it to him.
If I connect the shirt.
It was good.
Okay. So then from there, very interesting. Usually when you do Bonre, you do Ashanti BA.
Yeah, we did Kumasi. So we slept in Kumasi.
Yes. And then you drove all the way to the Upper East region.
I think that was the best decision we took.
You think so?
Yes, that was the best decision we took. From Kumasi to Bolgatanga, it was the best decision.
So you went through Kintampo.
Yeah.
So Techiman, Kintampo.
Yeah.
Buipe, Tamale.
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah, we got to Tamale. I mean, in all fairness, if we but for our stops, which will happen, say, every space of 1 hour, 1.5 hours, people will stop. If it just takes one person to say, I
and
want
then they'll get to some filling station, they'll just go and walk around small,
and then
see
people
Jama.
I mean, people are going to pay, people will be following them with drums.
Is that okay? Number 2. So they stop us.
We kept stopping. So we actually got to, on that day, we got to Tamale around 4 p.m. No, 3 p.m.
Which is still not bad, actually.
Yeah, from Kumasi.
Because I left Kumasi around
9.
So to get to Tamale at 4 p.m. is still good enough to reach Bolga by.
Yeah, we actually got to Tamale at 3 p.m.
Okay.
Because we wanted to have lunch there.
All right.
And we got there and the lunch wasn't ready. And the people said that we should continue.
So what time did you get to Bolga?
We got to Bolga around 7.
Which is good.
Because we didn't go straight. So when we got to Tamale, the military team joined us to offer some protection.
Yes.
So we went to the Kamina barracks.
Just near the airport?
Yes. So we went and then they signed out.
And then the team went with you?
Yes.
So you got to Bolga at 7 p.m.?
Around 7 p.m., yes.
So any activity that evening?
Yes. We had a cultural display.
Oh, this was when you met the chief?
I don't. It's a sub chief, not the chief.
Not the main man.
It was the following day
that he came.
That we went to see the Paga chief.
But this is the first time we would have slept in Bolga.
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was. That's why I'm saying that the Bolga idea was one of the best.
What's the name of the hotel?
It's called Ganas Hotel.
Ganas, where is it?
Well,
I know Fountain Gate Chapel. So
well, you go past Fountain Gate, maybe some 5 minutes drive, and it's it's visibly there
on the right,
on your right side.
On the right.
Very nice hotel in my estimation.
Very nice. First
hotel.
I went to Bolga was in 2001.
Oh, okay.
As a student, so I've always loved the place.
Yeah.
And then of course you did the Navrongo Paga thing the next day.
Yeah. The Bolga experience, I'll never forget.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
Oh, the pool is nice.
How was the weather?
The weather, of course, is hot, but in the morning it was manageable.
Cool.
Yes,
I see.
It was manageable.
Food was great.
The food in Bolga was
awesome.
Awesome.
What did you eat?
Okay, I for me myself,
yes.
I just ate rice, but because by that you see, this is what happens is that we the organizers are not supposed to eat until the patrons have all
That's
eaten.
the hardest part of this work.
Oh yeah.
After carrying the bags, you eat.
So you have to stand, make sure everybody gets food.
Yes.
Now, one thing I noticed was that in the northern parts that we went, we want TZ, but the TZ is the target of many people. So by the time it gets to your turn, the TZ is gone.
I confirm and things.
Yeah, but it was very good. Very, very
so
good.
Then from there, so it was two novelties. Amejope was new for the Caravan. Bolga Spain was also new.
I will do that again. See, because now we're relaxed in the northern system.
Yeah.
Okay, so now from Bolga, leaving Bolga and going to Paga.
It's not that long.
You
It's
know,
like you can be
Bolga, Navrongo, Paga, you are there.
It's a very short drive.
know, we had a little Deba at the Chief's Palace in Paga.
So unlike the pressure on you when you are in Tamale and you go to Bolga to do the Navrongo thing. This time, because you're sleeping in Bolga, you can do all the things
we did all.
and relax and come back
And we
then
had
leave.
enough time before driving back to
So,
Tamale.
sorry, the Kumasi Bolga trip will be how many hours? You left at 10 and you got there around
we left at 9. We got
9,
at 7.
10, 11, 12. Almost the whole day.
Yeah.
So what about coming back?
But you know, not
10 hours.
not a
Not
wide
in one stretch,
like,
yes.
yeah, not in
Now,
one stretch.
Bolga back to Tamale.
Yeah.
You slept the next day in Tamale.
Yeah, Tamale, yes.
And then that's when you did the Mole.
No, we did Tamale that night.
And then you did the Ibrahim Mahama.
And then we did the Red Clay Studio
Yes.
with Ibrahim.
So where in Tamale do you sleep?
A hotel called Golden Dream.
Golden
Hotel.
Dream.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
it's not a good hotel. So
they didn't.
Slow.
Oh, what, Charlie, why are you blowing their cover on air?
this is what we are not joking with this business. It's a tourism development and promotion thing.
So we have to name and shape.
It's not a hotel that I'll go there again.
Wow. It's a
Oh,
serious
I mean, if you see the feedback, it's not something. But I'm just saying that.
It wasn't.
Whereas I just said that Ghana is a
Ghana's was
hotel
great,
I will
yeah.
do for so and so reason.
Yeah.
The one that we slept in Tamale, and it's a bad experience, but it's a call for an opportunity for those who want to go into the hospitality industry. That Tamale needs a proper competition for hospitality hotel.
Yeah.
Because this is not the first time
Charlie,
we're having
because
this.
last year
Like
too,
this is about the fourth time we're having this experience in Tamale.
Tamale hotels.
You know, I mean, they have some beautiful boutique hotels.
But they are not that big.
Yes, they have very nice boutique hotel because you have most of these NGOs, you know, operating there, so they are cool.
But when you
But
need
no-
a
need
big
numbers.
hotel,
That's where the service
Wow.
calls for amendment.
What particularly were the deficiencies in the service quality?
he doesn't want to go there. You have
I think
For that particular
yeah,
hotel,
that's right.
okay, in some rooms there were no lights.
Oh.
Wow.
In my room there was no lights.
they wanted you to pay.
In some rooms the water was not flowing. In my room, the bed sheet was dirty and they had turned it upside down. You see, I'm saying that if I go on
Charlie, it's like you end down here.
No. I mean, these
Yeah.
are things management
major
would have
things.
to deal with.
And
Yeah,
this is one
major
of the
things.
larger
It's-
hotels in the
Yes.
region. And Tamale is,
But you see, like-
Tamale is a big
like
town.
like
Yeah,
Samuel
later.
to say, I think you can mention management, but I think you have to look at the bigger picture. And like Samuel say, prompt the key watchers in this space that
Industry.
see the standards,
Tamale needs
because
to do
tourism
a
is
lot
a
of
big
work
thing.
when it comes to hotels.
Yeah.
The boutique hotels are super, but when it comes to the
Large
large
numbers.
And you can also separate the people into many hotels.
Well, I think going forward, that's
should
what
think
we are
about that.
thinking.
Yeah.
That we probably will have to choose 5 boutique hotels
And then split the people.
Split the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A, B, C, D,
Yeah.
A,
Yeah.
B.
So they can all get good.
One bus, one hotel, that kind of
kind of
something
thing.
like that. But
What
no,
about Red Clay?
Red Clay is? I think Red Clay is an evolution of a new concept
Yeah.
that has come to stay.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it's replicated elsewhere by other artists.
The guy is on a different level.
Oh yes.
Ibrahim.
Oh yes. I mean,
Deadly.
he's telling his story the way he wants to tell the story.
He's literally doing what he likes.
An artistic feature
Charlie.
that is unrivaled in the sub-region.
Sky, you should
You
go
know.
there.
And if you go there, all you see is a building
Yeah.
with old things.
Yeah.
But when he starts walking you
Through what he's trying to do.
you know, we did a survey,
In terms of the tourist sites.
The highest appreciation actually went to Red Clay. I didn't think so when I was there, but when I saw the survey, I understood why.
The survey from respondents who were part of the team.
who were on the team, and this was done by an IT guy, Doctor. I forget his name. He's a lecturer at the.
So
the
Red Clay was
university
in a
somewhere.
comfortable lead.
Oh yeah, Red Clay.
The experience was just amazing.
Amazing.
What particularly?
Now, before
about
that,
it?
somebody said, Sandra said, I should remind you that upon all the stress in Tamale, the manager asked for Sakwa, Slavia.
Something small.
We're going. The guy came that. Please, can you give us Sakwa? I said, Sandra, what's Sakwa?
You mean after all the stress? No.
The Tamale, you know, I tell you, the Tamale experience was so bad that 2 of the patrons voluntarily left to go and look for a hotel in town.
And sleep in there. Oh, Charlie.
Yes.
And the man said, "Give him Sakwa Lafia."
Yeah, he came to take money from me again. That Charlie say, nah, they don't pay him, so we can't give him something.
Oh, Papa, why are you blowing that? That guy's coming.
Even though that guy is a
He said we
man,
are
but it's the
paying
person we met there. Look, it's just the experience as is. I didn't have light in my washroom. Water was not flowing.
But it's also part of the Ghana experience.
No, I get it. That's
So
why
you
I'm
have
saying
to
that.
take it like
So
that.
no. That's why we took it as is.
Yes.
But we are saying that
shouldn't
as a
be-
country,
Yeah.
It has to be
today
better.
is me.
I get you.
Tomorrow
It's
it may be say
The guy who
UN
No, it may even be the
they
guy.
want to do something
Yes.
in Tamale and they go and they offer them this hotel. How does that?
And I mean, somebody sits on what do you call it?
Social
YouTube,
media.
Advisor and that will be it.
YouTube and
Okay.
finishes.
So-
Because there were foreigners on the thing.
Yeah. So it wasn't a good advertisement. But so the good thing is that Red Clay sort of.
Give a good experience.
So even though Tamale Hotel may not be good, Red Clay gave people. So
Yeah.
it was their best. So in terms of the tourist sites and places visited, Red Clay was the favorite
Yes.
of the people.
What are the key features you
Red
see
Clay.
at Red Clay which would warm somebody's heart to want to really go there and see?
I think it's telling the story of the history of our artifacts that we have abandoned.
Yep.
Okay.
And how they play into our cultural expressions. So he's doing something, not necessarily a feature that represents the people of Tamale. No, it's something about Ghana
Okay.
and the evolution, you know. So he picks real tracks of old and then joins them and creates another feature there. He takes old aeroplanes, helicopters, and then there are other, there are plenty of things.
I got it for. All right. So from there, I did Mole,
From there,
which
we
a
did
lot of people
Mole.
look forward to.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
it's,
they got some.
What time did you get to Mole?
We actually got to Mole a bit late. I think we got to Mole around 10.
10. So were you able to see the animal?
Yeah.
So animal,
Yeah.
elephants,
They saw some
antelopes.
antelopes and they called them something. They called them something.
Yeah, they call them warthog.
No, the warthog is in the pig family.
No, the elephant.
But there are some antelopes there. I mean, they were there, and then the elephants,
And those
and
things.
then the crocodiles.
So you left Mole by probably afternoon, like 1.
We left Mole at 12.
So you did your 10 to
12:30.
12:30.
Yeah.
Straight through the Western Corridor to
No Western
Bole
corridor.
Bamboy.
We just used the Bole Bamboy road.
and went down.
But the road is a pale shadow of what it used to
Oh,
be.
it's gone down.
Road is totally messed up.
Oh, the road
The
from
long stretch.
that goes to Bamboy.
I am telling you that
no.
that road needs a visitation. The road is totally completely gone, washed off. Look, there are parts that look like there's never been
Asphalt on
asphalt on the road before.
Wow.
I was so
Fufusu Sola road,
disappointed.
pa.
Fufusu Sola.
Oh,
I was so disappointed. And you listen, from Mole to Sunyani, we used to do it in 5.5 hours. This year, we did it in 8.5 hours.
too long because of the nature of the road.
Yes.
That's terrible.
The roads were so bad, so bad.
Oh,
That
Charlie.
road, Fufusola, was recently built. I think
It's
No,
not
no,
recent.
no,
I've been on
it's
Caravan
been-
in
it's been there for a
2019,
while.
2021,
It's been there for a while.
22.
No, but some
It was a
of the
big
roads-
road in the budget, but it's been
it's been there for at least 10 years.
the road needs help.
But that's
So
the
they used
point
to
I'm
talk
making.
because they're different.
Portions.
Yeah,
So they were
portions.
doing. It's a long road though.
There
very,
have been
very,
roads
very long
built
road.
by Swedru contractors and all these.
No.
people
This
that-
is
Fufusola is not like that.
No. This is a recent
You
thing.
you have to call Inus Afuseni and ask him about Fufusola.
But again, I mean, what I'm saying is that it used to be very good. Now it
But
needs
what
attention.
about from the Bole down?
that one? Don't even talk about.
Oh, it's also bad.
It's so bad.
Oh,
In fact, it's even scary as you approach from Wenchi to Sunyani.
hey,
It's scary. Basbola Road, Chale Chaka.
before you enter through Abesim,
And then you
Chira,
are entering,
Chira.
Yeah, one from Chira in entry. Oh no. The roads are very bad.
so the Western Corridor, not even Western Corridor, the road from Bole all the way down to
Back road.
Wenchi.
You have some,
Pockets of goods.
pockets of goods, but generally speaking, what we experienced 4-5 years ago up until now is only gotten bad.
Good. Sunyani is always one of the best experiences because of the Uzbek hospitality.
Yeah.
This year was no different, right?
Amazing. Amazing. This year, a notch higher.
So we
Amazing.
can't take Sunyani out of the Caravan.
No.
It's not possible.
We are not prepared to do that.
Sunyani is the
But what I told them, I said, but how do you do it? Because it looks like every year we come,
they top it.
they top it up.
Yeah.
And
Uzbek
incidentally, the day we got there was the day it had been elevated to a 4-star hotel.
Oh, when the celebration from 3 to 4 star.
Yes.
Wow.
Amazing. Every facility is on point.
And their
that's-
service is great.
Yes.
And their food is a lot. You eat that, you can't finish eating. Apparently, they grow their own food. They have their own farms. So they are already well integrated.
Makes sense.
Now, Sunyani through to Atuabo.
Yeah.
That was day 6-ish.
Mm-hmm.
How was the drive? How was the road like?
Of course, we didn't expect to have a good experience with the roads, generally speaking. But I think it was worse. It had gotten worse than I would imagine.
Then this year the road matter, no?
Yeah, it had gotten worse than I would imagine.
Through
I mean,
Takwa, Wase, Kropon, all those places.
Not even before, way before we get to Taka, still in the Bunu.
Are you going to get lost?
We got to a place, the road had given up. The road, no Akpa road, there famous. So the road give up.
Last year.
You got
Around the
lost.
Kenyasi area, we're just
you had to go
near the
somewhere else.
Newmont area. So the SEC got to a place, there was no road. Because I think they had
moved the road.
done some bypass B because we were doing a small bridge.
So you had to call Samuel.
And the SEC couldn't go beyond that. So we were just stuck. And I saw Newmont. So I picked the phone and called our former colleague Samuel say, Samuel, what you did? So about work, where? I say Kenya. I say Charlie, we are just
We are lost.
I say, oh, where are you? Anyway, so Sammy came and took us.
They came to pull you out of the
around.
confusion.
Yes, the bus, all the 3 buses had to reverse, back to the.
The model
Why, you couldn't even turn.
Yes. No, you can't turn. Hey, turn for what?
So reverse.
We had to reverse. So we reversed quietly, got to the Newmont gate,
tired?
and then Sami took us all the way to Gosso.
Wow.
So took us to Gosso and then left
Left
us there.
you to your fate.
Yes.
And then you continued down
So
through
we
to
continued down.
Western region, Western North.
Charlie.
It was a long drive. That is painful.
The road is a painful road, man. I mean, it used to be good small, but now anyway. So we now
People have published a list of powerful roads they have done.
you see, they
Samuel is spoiling it himself.
No. I'm not reading from a book.
He's just sharing an experience.
That is how we do it.
You mean the road there?
You see, so now we get to a place. The name of the town is called Ahanta Ejumako.
Hey,
Ahanta Ejumako.
okay.
The hunter version of your town.
Yes, Ahanta Ejumako. There's some the thing the Galamsey people use.
Champa.
No.
Oh.
The truck. No.
Excavator.
Excavator.
Yeah.
So excavator is pulling some payloader,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decide that they will do U-turn in the middle of the road, and then the thing gets stuck
And they block everybody.
and block everybody.
You mean
You should
I'm
see.
saying broad daylight.
I mean, they block the road, and this was we were supposed to get to Atuabo at 7 p.m.
Charlie, like 30 minutes of just waiting.
Bernard, and there was no look.
How are you going to move the
How are you
payload?
going to move? And this.
Hey, Charlie, but why didn't you tell us when you were reporting? This one we didn't hear.
No, we had to manage the system first. We had to I'm trying to get.
Charlie, so payloader and excavator in the middle of the road.
I'm telling you, in the middle of the road, blocked completely.
And you can't pass left, you can't pass right.
And this is
Charlie.
we couldn't do U-turn.
And this is your Ejumaku.
And yeah, this is
Hunter.
around 7 p.m. and we still had to make it to
You tired this year.
and we had another 2 and a bit hours
drive.
and a bit to drive.
That's serious.
So how did you remove that thing?
So and then people were using torchlight to try and repair that thing.
And I'm sure they put some grass and all that things on the road.
So before I said, let's calm down, let them finish. Then I got closer and I heard somebody saying that they started at 2 p.m. 2 p.m. I said no. So
I beg you.
the STC drivers, we said,
Tell me, solid.
no. The
Tell
guy,
me, master.
no,
guy.
tell there you have to do something.
Well, he repaired the payload.
No. He said, no, boss, don't worry. There's some small bypass be there.
What you think?
He said, no, everybody calm down. So on my name, Freeman, he said, look, everybody calm down from the bus. And I was thinking that telling the patrons to calm down would be difficult.
They came.
They started shouting, yeah. Some of them started playing music. Guess what? There was a church be there doing all night. Some of them went to join.
So then now move the bus
So we got down and walked
to the other side.
across to the other side.
Yeah.
And then the buses used the other route, some small route inside people, behind people's homes. So
Wow.
Charlie meandered the thing to come and meet us there.
Charlie, tell me, master.
You know?
Tell me,
And
master.
before we boarded the buses again. And then all the
No,
way
but this
to
is part of the
Asin.
experience, man.
No, of course, we have every Ghana.
This is part of the experience.
This is Ghana.
We have the video and everything.
this is
So it was there were a bit of anxious moments, mainly due to the nature of our roads.
Charlie, my producer is telling me that if I don't move to my next interview, you take it from my salary. So you let me just you pause. Let me continue with something. I'll come back to you. I beg you. Yes. So let me take a break and come back. I have a quick interview.
we are here,
Yes.
so
So
we can
yes.
continue
Yes.
So we stop somewhere.
We are on our way to Atwa.
Yes. So we got to Ejumako. Ejumako.
Hunter Ejuma, please qualify it properly.
The route to
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the globe coming together for equality of education that achieves goals. An IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. For a limited time only, when you book IELTS with British Council, you will get our most popular preparation course, Road to IELTS Premium, for free. Valued at $80, Road to IELTS Premium gives you all the material you need to get a great IELTS score. Visit the British Council website today.
Keys. What could be simpler than a key? Who doesn't have a key? A car key, an office key, a drawer key. But there's one key that rules them all. The house key. The key to a place we call home. The key to the home where everything comes together. The key to a home that is our own. A home where we make life happen with our families and loved ones. Adoha has been working hard for over 30 years to make home ownership within reach for many. Say yes to property with Adoha. Your dream home is one call away. Your dream home is a few clicks away. Visit our Accra project, The Place, by calling 030-2789-757. Hey, nowadays, germs are in the air. Aren't you concerned?
Concerned about what?
About the children, of course. In times like this, they sneeze, cough, and fall ill just like that.
This is why we need to give our children and ourselves a fighting chance with the maximum protection of Dettol soap. Dettol soap not only refreshes you, but it can be used for bathing and washing hands. So keep calm, get Dettol soap.
Dettol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Dettol is endorsed by the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association.
This advert is FDA approved.
Fly Emirates first and business class and look forward to a journey that's as incredible as your destination. Start your holiday with delicious fine dining, impeccable service, and comfort that's out of this world. Sip drinks in our A380 onboard lounge on flights from Dubai and beyond. Watch a movie and drift into a restful sleep in flatbed seats. Treat yourself to Emirates first and business class. Fly Emirates. Fly better.
Enjoy the best of convenience and security on AT Money. Carry out all your mobile money related transactions on the go. Send or receive cash, pay bills, move cash in and out of your bank account from anywhere at any time. Airtel Tigo Money, your most secured and trusted mobile money service. This is the Citi Breakfast Show, The city's biggest conversation.
So 9:23, let's talk to the executive head for Accra East Region for Vodafone, who have recently launched a short code to help customers manage their subscriptions to value-added services. In studio is Samuel Jima, executive head of the Accra East Region. Welcome to the show, Samuel.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
How are you? Good.
I'm fine. It's good to have you. How is Vodafone?
We are doing well.
You doing well?
Yes, doing well.
Making money?
Yes.
So running things?
Running things and pushing hard.
Wonderful. So tell us about the value-added service. What are they?
Okay. So when we talk about value-added service, there are packages of solutions that we offer to our customers to inform them and entertain them. This could include soccer tips. I know you're a Liverpool fan. Monday morning,
Charlie.
I saw that you were not ready for the sports bit.
Charlie, at all. So
apart from soccer tips, we have news updates, we have weather tips, and varied information that we give out to our subscribers.
So when we talk about star 463 hash, which is the specific one we're talking about, what is that?
Okay, so I travel the length and breadth of this country. I have interaction with our distributors, agents, and subscribers. And you know, in the Bible, they said that there's a double-edged sword. So it got to a point the value-added services became like a double-edged sword. It was providing a good service to our subscribers, but at the same time we were receiving a lot of complaints from subscribers. So we have introduced the star 463 hash to empower our customers. So basically it is Vodafone Ghana's subscriber management portal, where you are able to manage all your subscription. So that is why basically we now have the star 463 hash.
So how does the platform work?
Okay, so you just dial star 463 hash. On the go option 1, you find your subscriptions. If you are not subscribed to any of these vast services, you'll be told that you don't have any subscription. If you have and you want to manage the subscription, let's say there is a particular tip you are receiving that you don't want to subscribe to any longer, you go through the process through option 1. Then option 2 is when you want to add more services to it, and option 3 is any other information that you require on our content service.
If you go to star 463 hash, it gives you the option of your subscriptions if you're already subscribed.
Yes.
But if not, then it allows you to subscribe.
Yes.
All right. And then you're saying you can manage your subscriptions. So if you want to change or sort of unsubscribe,
yes,
it was still within the same star 463.
Yes, you can still do it. So it is a three-pronged service, services that we are giving to you. The first one, you're able to see all the tips or services that you are subscribed to, and you decide to do what you want to do with it. So if you don't want to subscribe any longer, you go through and clear it. The second one is if you want to add more. So let's say you want soccer tips, scores, and etc. You can add. Then the third bit is when you want general information.
Apart from the star 463, is there any other way to access this platform?
Yes, my Vodafone app.
The app?
Yes, the app. When you go to my Vodafone app, you can also have this particular service. Then what I want to say is that, you know now people want to do a lot of digital stuff. So you just go to your app store, then you download it, and bingo, you can start using it.
But apart from managing subscriptions, what else does the platform do?
Okay, so apart from managing subscriptions, basically that is the reason why we brought the star 463 hash. Subsequently, we'll use it for other informations that we want to pass on to our subscribers and our customers.
Any final words for your listeners about Vodafone and about star 463 hash?
Okay. So my final words is especially to those, because I once met a man, a shaman, and he told me that, look, I used to buy 20 cedis worth of airtime. Anytime I buy, I get deductions, and because of that, I've stopped using your SIM. What I want to tell all our customers who have recorded incidences of having their credits deducted is that now we have given the power to you. Start using Vodafone, get your SIM, dial *463#. If there is any service that you are not subscribed to, take it off. And once you take it off, you will not have any issue of credit deduction.
Wonderful. You know what to do next. Pick up your phone, dial *463#, and let's talk about your value-added service from Vodafone. I've been speaking to Samuel Jima, Executive Head, Accra East Vodafone, who are strong, growing, offering new services all the time. Thank you, Samuel. Coming up next is our on-air series for the Heritage Month. Before that, if you're looking for a prime property to buy or invest for immediate returns, with $50,000, you can own one of the 3-bedroom apartments in Sakumono Estates for immediate haircut-free returns and benefits. We also sell and install original Fuji elevators from Japan and escalators for your high-rise buildings. Call or WhatsApp 0200 535 515. That's 0200-535-515, or visit us at Sakumono near the Celebrity Golf Course. This is property investment, your haircut-free investment. Standard Water has over 25 years experience in providing quality and refreshing water to quench your thirst. This refreshing water brand is available in all 11 regions of Ghana, and we're still expanding to cover the rest of the country. So we have sachet water, we have bottled water, we have dispenser-mounted jar water, as well as customized water for your parties and other special occasions. You can buy standard water from supermarkets, retail shops, sales delivery trucks. Now, if you want to distribute standard water, call 0202-055-703. That's 0202-055-703 or 054-733-4385. This advert is FDA approved.
Now, according to the World Bank, Ghana is faced with 12% youth unemployment and more than 50% underemployment. In addition, observers generally agree that Ghana's youth are ill-prepared for the world of work, and only 38 out of 100 school children transition to the next level of the academic calendar. Will you sit unconcerned, or will you contribute to solve the problem? Your donation of only 1 cedi a day will support Lead Africa International, train undeserved school children for free. Donate to 0549-274-728 or 0549-274-728. Or on Chango at Lead Africa International. Together, we can change the future of Ghana one student at a time. Take the next step to own your future by taking the IELTS with the British Council. IELTS is the international language testing system and is a proficiency test used to measure if someone can speak, read, or write English well enough to study or work abroad in an English-speaking country. And it's accepted by immigration authorities in the UK, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, and the United States. People looking to immigrate to these countries for studies, work, or to live abroad need to take the IELTS. Register with the British Council.
Coming up next is our on-air series. Kweku Akwankra continues his discussions. This week we're looking at the historical significance of the Asin. Yesterday and the day before we're looking at Keta and Port Byzantine. We looked at the Anglon. Today we're looking at the Asin. Who are they? How did they evolve? And what is their contribution to Ghana's history? Kweku Akwankra is next on the on-air series. Welcome to another edition of the Heritage Month On-Air series. Today we're looking at the Asin and their role in our history. This program is part of our On-Air series brought to you by the National Lottery Authority. My name is Bernard Avle. My guest, Kweku Akwankra. Kweku, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I'm trying to use the Heritage Caravan and some of the places we pass as the entry point for this. The most poignant place for me on the caravans I've attended has been Asin Mansu. In fact, the first day I got to the Slave River, I wept. The place was so heavy. It was so powerful. And I'm told that the river there was very critical in the slave trade in terms of even bathing slaves and all of that. So let's just start from there. You know, how important is Asin in the history of Ghana before we even get to specific issues?
Okay, thank you very much. So the first question then someone was, so who are the Asin?
Yes.
And this question many people have asked me several times. Especially there's a confusion between a historical identification of a group called Akani, which many believe brought the name Akan. So the Akani or the Akan, which means the preeminent, the first
okay.
to emerge.
Odikain.
And those people, the first to emerge. So they are first in everything. In fact, J.B. Dankwa will go on to explain that the Akan itself means a person who is first in everything, well civilized, and know his staff. So going to conclude that, that's why they say, because he knows everything. So disgrace can never be associated with an Akan, because they believe to know everything, first to civilize themselves. So this terminology of called Akani is coming from this colonial description of specific ethnic groups that were then around the Pearl River Basin areas, where a group of Akans, okay, back in the day when the Portuguese came. In fact, by 1527, the Portuguese signed an agreement with one of the chiefs who was then at Tofoheman. The Tofoheman itself and then Tofu Atimakwa and the Inebrim are Aboriginal Eti people.
Okay.
They were there before the Tofu people, led by Mfatiamwa, will come into the area. Before the Ajanokokobu and his people, who will come and then later move on to go and found Asarimankas and Akomu and the rest, will also come to the area. It was the same place the Achim group will also move from Adansi, okay, Akrokere areas, to move all the way to go and find the Achim Ebuakwa. Same place that some will also move to Kowu Mountains to go and found places like Bukurua, okay, and the Dramwa and the rest. So it is Professor late Albert Dubuain says that the Akan group themselves were indigenous to that area, and that the assertion that they came from the northern territory could not be true, because it is from there that they were hemmed and all the people moved to find their settlement, even in Ashanti and the rest.
So this is the Pearl River Basin.
Pearl River Basin. It was a confluence of group of Akan-speaking people.
I'm looking at the map and I'm seeing Achims to the east of the Asin.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Chifo and Dentra to the southwest.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing Wassa further west, and I'm seeing Asante up north, and I see Fante down.
Yeah.
Are these the main groups?
Yes, those are the main groups. So they were within that river, Pearl River Basin, getting to the Birim area where they were close to the Acham people. So that's where they were hemmed in. Now there are some people today, I will say they are amalgamation of Eti, Akoti, Akan-speaking people, and some Fantis. And that is what has given them the unique Asan language, which has a mixture of the Aboriginal Eti language, some Infante, as well as the Akan tree. But the Akan tree seems to have overshadowed the language there. So the Asan tree is unique from the Asante tree. Just as a Kwapimi tree is also amalgamation of the Aboriginal Okre language as well as Latin language, producing the unique Equapima language.
So it's an amalgamation.
Yes, amalgamation. When language goes through interaction, it produces a unique or hybridized form of language, which is a new language of its own. You get that point?
Very interesting.
So this are the Asana people. Now, who are the Asana people? Where do they come from? So the Asana people, they are about 4 group of people that came to be called the Asan. First, they were the Aboriginal group that were there long before others will come into the area. The first group were the Eti, So this Eti believe that they came from the Konkom forest or Konkom Kwa. That is a silent forest. And these people are Endo, Asin Endo, Fantisi Endo, and the others were Busomadri, Jakan, Mframadri, and the rest in the area. So those were the people who were Aboriginals. And then there was another Aboriginal who was very prominent, that is Kushia, now known as Orenchi. They also were originally in the area called Kefaheman. It is from there that their leader led them to the lower banks of the River. So those are the Aboriginal Eti people in the Asin society. Then after them came the Ekoti people. The Ekoti too were there long time ago. And the Ekoti people, we were talking about Rakasi, Akinkensu, and the rest within that area. They called themselves Ekoti because when they were moving, there was a tree that was lying on their path. And so they have to avoid it. So Ekoti means those who avoided the path.
Okay.
That's why you see you cannot you cannot avoid the town to make a knot. So Ekoti means to avoid the path. That's why they call them Ekoti. And they were there a long time ago, talking about they too were some form of Aboriginals. Then you have the Jasu group, who came to be known as Akonson Tree.
Wow.
The Akonson Tree, they were in Jasu, in Brazil, Asin Jasu. That's where the Aboriginal they used to be. And they were led by their leader, who was finding a new place because the Akan group had come to the area and they were encroaching on his territory. So he made a southward migration. And then when they were also coming, the leader entered into the forest. And there he got a chimpanzee.
Okay.
And chimpanzee in Akan is called Akonson.
Okay.
Like the one that can jump, somersault, Akonson. So this guy, he killed the chimpanzee and buried the head. And because he did that and the land they came to, they called them Akonson Tree, which means chimpanzee heads people.
Okay.
Okay, so they two form.
So it's about 4 groups.
Yes, then you have the Efutuakwa group.
Wow.
The Efutuakwa are the people who you call the Asinu Fosu today. So they also move from Adansi all the way to come and settle at that place. Then finally the Akan group. One from Domprasi, Domprasi in via Amakom. Who were the Asania group, led by Otibu. So they moved from Ashanti through Domprasi via Makom and came all the way to also settle in the area in a place called Nimiaso Abuabo. Wow. That is where they were settling. At the top, all this time they were living on the northern corridors of the Pra Basin. And while the Eti were living below the Pra River. So they came and settled there. Then another group also moved from Adansi Abuabo, and they were led by Asin and his group. So they also came and settled there. And they are the group we call the Apimenim. And then the group led by Otibu, who met Apotai, which is true book called the Apute. They corrupt the name, but the name is Apotai. And his group, they also came to join and they founded the Atadansu group. So this is why today there are 4 traditional areas in the Asin enclave. You have the Futuakwa traditional area, you have the Apimenim traditional area, you have the Atadansu traditional area, and finally Orenchi traditional area, which was created recently.
Because originally we have, I mean, from what I know, there were just 2, the Apimenim, which is on the east of the river, and then the Atandaso, which is on the west.
Yes.
But you've added 2 more, so it's actually 4.
Because the Aboriginals were telling the migrant Akan group that came from Adansi Abuabo and as well as Domprasi Amakom, who came because of their numbers and swallowed the autochthonous groups, which is the Aboriginals, the Ekoti, the Akonson, the Futuakwa, and the Orenchi. So over the year, Futuakwa decided that, okay, you, self, when you came, I'm the one that even gave you opportunity. And then they are Nana Prajan, some, the first, when he also took over, he decided to assert his claim about historical autochthony within the area to also create his own paramountcy. And that is why we now have 4 paramountcy within the Asin enclave.
This is the honor series for the City Heritage Month. My guest, Kweku Dakwankra. Today we are discussing the Asin, and this is just to give us the 4 groups. We haven't even spoken about the trades, the routes, and all those things, but so far we know that they are the group very close to the Pra River. In fact, they are described as the group at the place where the Pra River turns southwards, and is described the key place. One of the things I sort of suspect is the Pra River being in Asin land and sort of a buffer zone between Asante and Fanti. And I'll tell you this. So there's a map I'm looking at of the Sagrenti War. And if you look at the road from Kumasi to Cape Coast, Praso is actually in the exact middle.
Yeah.
So when you're driving or walking in those days from Kumasi to Cape Coast, that walking route, Asin Praso is halfway down the river.
Yeah.
And I feel it's like emblematic of the role the Asin played in our history, the slave trade, the rivalries. Is there a link there?
Yes, so the Asin Praso, as you are talking about, originally that's where they don't used to be there, but they've moved. So today, Asin Praso and then Asin Adanse Praso, and the River Pra is used as a boundary between Central region and Ashanti region. Interesting thing is that when you are driving or walking and you reach Asin Praso, you see that your phone and everything is Central region. As soon as you cross that small bridge, you enter that you are in Ashanti region. Very interesting, and you could see from side to side. So that is the interesting. So they are now in the center, but prior to that, they used to be up there, and then they moved down.
What is their relationship with the Asante?
So the relationship, as I explained earlier, is that the major group that came to swallow the Aboriginal groups and became the overlords were the group from Adansi Abu, okay, Ansa and his group, who then have Amo Adade as their leader, who was then staying at Nimiaso area. And then you have the Asaniye group, who are from Amakom and Domprase, that also moved from the Ashanti enclave before the formation of Ashanti, or within it, also moved and came and settled. The interesting thing is that before the Ashanti wars with the Asin, all these the three Akan groups, that is those from Adansi and from the pre-colonial Ashanti area, were on the top of the river Pra, while the Aboriginals, the Eti, were then below. So what happened was that over a period of time, the chieftaincy in these two areas, was between these two Akans who have the modern system of centralized system. And these autochthonous people, they believe in priest heads and what have you, but they also build some kingdoms, as Professor J.K. Finn tells us about the pre-Borbal Fanti ethnic groups, which including the Eti, and their territories within the Asin enclave. So what happened was that there was a fight, where first we have to talk about the group that when this Akani group were there, they were called Akani. And at that time, the Akani included the Adansi, the Chefu, the Eti group, and Denchra, and so on. But by 1660s, the other Akani group like Achem has moved from the enclave and gone to settle at Chebi. And when they moved, that place, if you look into your map, it is called Greater Akani. And the Little Akani became the Adansi Asin group that were there. And later, by 1670s going, there was a war between this Little Akani group. So the Chefu were defeated. So they moved out, and now the Akani group became the Asin and then Adansi group.
I see.
Then Denchra emerged as the powerhouse. So when he emerged, started spreading their kingdom, they got a win. They went to Wesa, conquered them safely, and then brought Chefu under them. While this war was going on, there was also a war between the Adansi and then the people called Asin group. So during this war, the Adansi were defeated. So they moved. So they also moved away from the Akani coalition. And so Akani came to signify the Asin group. And they were well known for production of the purest of gold, which is called the Akani Sika, which became the most prestigious of all gold production. Okay, so this group that remained there then was between this Ashanti group and the autochthonous Eti group, the Koti and the Futuakwa, and then Akonson Tree, then forming the Asin kingdom. So the kingdom then got divided into two. For instance, when the Apimenim came, they were not able to conquer. So the land of Endo was given to them. So Apimenim themselves do not even have land on their own. All their land was given by the chief of Endo, who was the powerful among the Eti. While Apimenim group, the Otibu and then Apatoi group were able to defeat the Bosomage, and as a result took a large chunk of Bosomage land over a time. So during their war between the Ashanti, most of them fled. First migration took place when Dencho was expanded. Those who could not withstand the power of Buampwensim decided to flee and cross the river Pra and came out to live among the Eti who were living in the south of the Pra River. And then during Ashanti expansionism, some of them also continued to move until the war or conflict between the Apimenim and then the Atadanso also occurred. So within that war, which was about the fact that a chief of Apimenim died and he was buried with a lot of gold, and Otibu and Co, they ransacked the dead chief's grave. Kojo Otibu and then Amu Apatai. They went there and then they ransacked this, and this led to war between the two Akan Asin group, who were then rulers before the Etis were under them. Okay, and so within this war, Ashanti king sent somebody to come and settle the issue. In the settlement of the issue, they killed those emissaries. They beheaded them.
So they drew Ashanti into the fight.
Yes, so they drew Ashanti into. So within that fight that occurred, the two Asini chiefs, Apatoi and Otibu, fled from there and ran to the coast. And they found themselves at Anomabo Fort. That's where they came to hide. And when Asantehene asked them to the Fantis to return the two of them, they did it. So that Asante under their chief, Osiesibe Peyin, or what in history we call Osietutu Kwame Nansa, came with his army. He had already wanted to fight the Fanti for a long time to gain access to the coast. So he used the pretext of this protection by the Fanti chiefs, of these two Asini chiefs, to engage in the southern campaign, which resulted in the total defeat of the Fantis in 1806-1807 because of these Asini chiefs. So
let me explain. You are saying that these two chiefs who were fighting the Ashanti escaped to Anomabo. This is Fanti territory. Ashanti has always been envious of the Fantis' access to the sea.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Imagine you had the power to impact the world around you. At the British Council, we see students from all over the globe coming together for equality of education that achieves goals. An IELTS test from the British Council can help you own your future. For a limited time only, when you book IELTS with British Council, you will get our most popular preparation course, Road to IELTS Premium, for free. Valued at $80, Road to IELTS Premium gives you all the material you need to get a great IELTS score. Visit the British Council website today.
Are you a salary worker or a business owner? Do you feel left behind when it comes to your finances? Well, CitiSpay is here for you. We offer loans with low interest rates at the fastest speed. Visit our website www.citispay.com.gh and use our pre-approval calculator today. Call us on 0595 741614 or 0595 738121. CitiSpay. We leave no one behind.
Ajua, Grandma looked very peaceful. I was completely amazed when I saw her neatly presented. She looked just like she was sleeping.
You haven't seen anything yet, my brother. You should have seen the care and quality treatment they gave her at transitions. One man, one room, oh, just like a 5-star hotel.
Wow.
And not only that, we had a dedicated person to guide the family through the funeral planning process.
Are you sure?
Of course. From picking her up to when we lowered Grandma down, everything was completely stress-free. They had all the needed funeral services, caskets, hearse, chapel, and so much more.
This one, dear, no family fights after all.
I'm so happy we made the right decision to use Transitions.
With Transitions, your loved one gets the best of care while the family enjoys a stress-free funeral planning process. Call us now on 0302 634 706. And no, did I tell you they are affordable? Transitions, the funeral people.
Enjoy the best of convenience and security on AT Money. Carry out all your mobile money related transactions on the go. Send or receive cash, pay bills, move cash in and out of your bank account from anywhere at any time. Airtel Tigo Money, your most secured and trusted mobile money service.
1xBet. Easy betting, easy winnings. 1xBet, the most reliable service to make deposits easily with high odds and numerous bonuses on the spot. Register now at 1xBet.com.gh. Use promo code BESTODDSGH to get 300% bonus up to 3,445 Ghana cedis on your first deposit. Easy to use, easy to have a chance to win. 1xBet, reliable bookmaker. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
So the fact that they kept these two Asin chiefs at Anamabo gave Asante the pretext to go and fight.
Yes.
And he succeeded in 1808.
1806. 1807. It was fought for 1 year.
Wow. Did they ever capture the two Asin kings?
Yes, so this fight was so hectic. In fact, all the time they want to make a move, the Fantis were able to meet them. By the time they reached Abra, they were able to mobilize. So for the first time, they passed through Accra. And the Accra people who came to Pesemeku and others, and another guy, helped the Ashantis and showed them the route through Winneba. So the fight first starts from Winneba. And the people of Winneba fled to the Fanti communities to come and hide. And there's an interesting history there. When they fled, the governor there was called Meredith. So Meredith himself also came to Anamabu to fight against the Ashantis. But when he returned, some of the even Winneba people gave him their goods. And when they returned, they couldn't find the goods. They catch Meredith and then they killed him. So if you go to Winneba, they have a song, they will be singing Meredith, how they killed Meredith. So within that same Ashanti incursion into the south, the fight occurred at the coast. The Ashantis were able to overpower the Fantis. Some of the Fantis fled into Anamabo Fort and to Cape Coast Castle. And that is also what culminated in the decline of Anamabo as a powerful commercial town. So when it defeats, CSB then asked the Fantis, which animal in the sea is the king that ruled the sea? And they say the Bonso, which is the way. So he said from now onwards, they shall call me Osei Bonso. And that is how the name Bonso went into the Ashantis.
So this would also be the period where Ashanti power came all the way down the coast. Explain how then this led to the bond of 1844, because I'm told this was signed by about 10 or so Fanti chiefs who felt that the Asantis were becoming too powerful and they needed the British to help them. Yeah. Can you do that as a side conversation?
Okay. So as part of this thing, what happened was that when the Ashanti king won that war, he demanded for the heads of the two Asin chiefs. So they brought the two Asin chiefs to him and he beheaded all of them immediately and decided that they should be paid. So the Fantis who were hidden in the fort were about 2,000. They gave 1,000 to the Asantis, and then the British governor, Touraine, who was supposed to protect the people, also took 1,000, and both the Ashanti and the British sold those people into slavery. And the remaining Ashanti sent them to their kingdom to become domestic slavery in their community. So that is what happened. And as a result of this war, the Fantis were then vulnerable to the attacks of the Ashanti, because the British looked on without giving their own allies any defense. Because prior to everything, they were supplied with ammunition to ward off Ashanti incursion. But for this particular reason, because the British themselves were accusing Fantis of being crooks and selling gold by adulterating it. So they buy the pure gold and then they mix it with certain lead and then they get it plenty. So the British were angry. So when the Ashantis were coming and then these Asin chiefs were there, they said, okay, let's see how it will pan out. So it was after the war that a new governor that came in, which was McCarthy. When McCarthy came in, he decided to give support to the vulnerable southern groups. And that is why he also went to war on behalf of the southern group in what we call the Nsamanko War.
Nsamanko.
And yes, the Battle of Nsamanko. And so in the Nsamanko War, he even lost his head in that war. And then another war will be fought in 1824 with all the southern people, including the Asin and all the entities that were vassals to the Ashanti states, all came together supporting the British with some Shebro warriors from Sierra Leone, as well as some Hausa military men, warriors, that also came to join. And then they fought against the Ashanti at Katamansu. And then Ashantis were defeated. And the place where they fought was called Dodua Forest. But the place became Katamansu because the Asantehene at that time, called Oseyakoto, boasted that he is going to defeat the southern people and put them in the belly of Nkamfra, Shad, the small fish. So the saying then was that, what can Tamanso went to me? That is why the place is Katamansu.
That was our heritage series for this morning. Bernard Avle was speaking with Dr. Kweku Dakun Ankra, talking about the history of the Asin. We'll be back tomorrow with more on the Citi Breakfast Show.
Yes, but not before we do one final birthday wish.
I see.
This is to Leona Salome.
Hey,
you see the last name?
Then it means that it can only come from one place.
Leona Salome, from her children, Fui, Kokwi, Emefa, and Chachu. Said, may the good Lord continue to grant her good health and happiness.
So happy birthday to you, Madame Leona Salome, mother of our very good friend Kokwi, and many others. Anyway, that's our Citi Breakfast Show for the morning. My name is Nathan Kawela. You heard Bernard Avle, Richard Della Sky, Samens was here. Show produced by Fred Jabano, Caleb Kuda, Godfred Odun gave us help on technical. We are back tomorrow with another episode. Coming up next is the news at 10 with Na Shika Caesar.
Coming up, please arrest one more person